Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Holly. Today I have a super fun plan with me because it is a collab with some of my best planner friends. We are doing a Harry Potter House Pride collab. I am so excited. I'm doing this collab with Viv from Viv Loves to Plan, Kiara, Kiki from Paper Princess, and Jasenia from The Planner Sophisticate. I'll leave all their channels linked below. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I am using this kit from Station Stickers. It is this gorgeous Ravenclaw themed kit, which I will talk a little bit more about Ravenclaw momentarily, but just to show you everything that's in this kit. So pretty. Lots of goodies here. So I'm gonna start with the bottom washi. But so we discovered like early on, or like, I don't know, maybe it was at the SPC party or maybe it was slightly after that, but we realized that the four of us are actually, we have all four Harry Potter houses covered. So I am Ravenclaw, Kiki is Slytherin, Jasenia is Gryffindor, and Viv is Hufflepuff. So we thought that was so fun. We're all total Harry Potter fanatics, so absolutely just, you know, really enjoy it together. And so we thought it'd be really fun to do a tag answering some questions about our Harry Potter fandom and, you know, just doing that. So anyway, if anybody else wants to do it, definitely comment down below. Let me know you did it because I would love to watch your responses. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to kind of just plan and try to talk, and if I have to bring in any other stickers, I will try to let you know where they're from, but I'm gonna not explain too much of what I'm doing and instead just answer the questions we have here. Okay, so the first questions here are, when did you first read the books? And I first read the books in early high school. So this is kind of like sacrilege, but I actually saw the movies before I read the books. I had a friend, I think it was ninth grade, and she had like read the books, was totally obsessed, and the first movie was coming out, and she was like, go see the movie, it'll be really fun, and then if you like it, you can read the books after. And so I went. I was like immediately obsessed, like tore through the books in like that weekend, and then after that, I think at that point, like when the first movie came out, I think the fourth book had already come out or was about to come out. So then like after that, for like book 5 and beyond, I was like total like wait in line, midnight release, stay up all night reading it kind of fan. So I was a little late on the bandwagon, but I got there eventually and was totally hooked. The fact that I saw the movie first though makes the fact that I pronounced some of the characters' names wrong for like literal like over 10 years. Like, so I actually said this in the comments of one of my hauls because someone gave me a hard time for saying Deathly Halos, not Hollows. And I was like, oh, you don't even know how bad it was, because I actually pronounced Snape's name as Snape for like the longest time, which is so embarrassing, but it is what it is. So I kind of want to switch this up and maybe do the girl in the middle and do our eagle in the top left. Right? Is it an eagle? Or is it? Yeah, because I thought it was, but now I'm thinking Ravenclaw. I would almost think it would be a raven. Okay, anyway. So yeah, so that is when I first read Harry Potter. Oh yeah, and then how many times have you read them? I would say I have reread Harry Potter. I definitely reread it like once a year growing up. And then like since college, honestly, like I think about once a year I reread the books, like maybe once every 2 years. But I definitely really like to reread them. I think they hold up even as you age. They're just like total classics and I just love them. So I'm trying to space everything well. I'm having a hard time in case you can't tell. Okay, so we might have to move her. I think we have to do a gray box in the middle because we have a lot of gray boxes. Maybe I'll do the sorting hat one. Okay, and then questions. These are hard questions. What's my favorite book and what's my favorite movie? So So I'm gonna try not to do spoilers in this. I just like, you probably just saw me jump ahead in full boxes because I definitely said some spoilers and I was like, wait, maybe I shouldn't do spoilers, but not too many. But but Half-Blood Prince I do think is my favorite. It has like a very dramatic ending, of course. I feel like it's the real like climax of the series in terms of the confrontation with Voldemort, and is just really well done. I think the book that makes me the most nostalgic is definitely Prisoner of Azkaban. I just think that's such a tightly done, like well done book. I think she like, all of it works, and it's just like, it's so good. And Prisoner of Azkaban is definitely my favorite movie. I loved the direction. I loved how it was a little darker. I felt like the scene with the time turner, sorry, this is probably a spoiler, but it's not like a huge spoiler. But the time turner scene, I feel like the fact that it was a movie like actually enhanced my understanding of that, if that makes sense, which I think is like a sign of a good movie. Otherwise, like in general, I think the books are better, of course, but I definitely did like that. And by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and use these holographic transparent date numbers from Rose Colored Days. I do have numbers here, but like I thought overlaid on the flower, it would look really cute to have like the transparent ones. So yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban, definitely my favorite movie. Book is harder because I love each one for their own. Even like, I don't know, like I went back and read, like, you know, I mean, every time I reread them, for like when I was younger, I would only reread like the last like 4 or 5 because I felt like those were the meat of the series and I didn't need the early books. But I, like now, like as an adult, I like reread them all, and the Chamber of Secrets actually really holds up and like builds more than you realize at the time. And so yeah, that is great. And yeah, but Prisoner of Azkaban, such a good movie, so well done. Yeah, it's a classic. It's a great one. Okay, let me see my next one. Also, I don't know why I dove into the date covers. I definitely need to do headers next, so we're gonna set these aside for a minute. And do our headers. For headers this week, we have the headers in the kits. We have glitter headers and regular headers. And then we also have these gorgeous shattered foil ones that I pulled out from Rose Colored Days. And then I also have these from Simply Watercolor Co. that are like shattered foil bow headers. And I kind of want to use like this, and maybe a glitter header. Maybe I'll do the glitter header across the middle and then do bows. The bows is just like, I feel like the group of girls, we decided to call ourselves the Shine Squad, as if we were in middle school and giving ourselves a name. The Shine Squad, we all love bows and foil, so I just feel like I have to use the foiled bow headers with them. But then maybe I'll use this straight across. Maybe, do I like the blue? I kind of like this like icy blue, but that's more similar to the shatter, so I think I'll use the blue straight across the middle. Let me grab my next question. I should have printed these in retrospect because I keep looking at my phone. Oh, okay, so now we get into like the questions about our house specifically. So obviously, first question, what house am I? Pretty obvious here. Definitely Ravenclaw. I will say though, if you are a longtime follower of this channel, you know that like I've often struggled with like what house I am. I think it's hard when you read the books because obviously like being told from the perspective of Harry and like all the Gryffindors, like Gryffindor feels like the best house, and of course she gives like Slytherin the biggest shaft, even though I think there's like more nuance to Slytherin than like everybody's evil, which is basically how she portrays it in the books. But I do think that I never truly identified with a house like when I was reading the books, because to me I'm like very much not a Gryffindor for various reasons. So but like the rest of them weren't like, basically it was just like, well, the Hufflepuffs are nice, the Slytherins are evil, and the Ravenclaws are smart. And it's like, I was kind of a smart kid. Like, no, I was definitely a smart kid, but I always felt like it was weird because I was like one of the smartest kids in my class in like high school, but I also was like a cheerleader, and I wasn't like necessarily bookish, like in a nerdy way. Like I don't know, I was pretty popular and like I was really well liked, and so I felt like Ravenclaw always seemed so nerdy, and I was like, well, I'm not a nerd. Even though like I was extremely smart and I went to really good schools, and like now I'm like, you know, an economist. So I like just never like self-identified because it seemed like the only character trait of Ravenclaw was like that they're smart and bookish. But then like last summer, actually, at the SPC planner party, all the girls were like, how do you not know your house? I was like, I don't know, I just don't know it. So they made me do the sorting hat quiz again. And I forget what I had actually gotten the first time I did it. Maybe I'd gotten Ravenclaw then too, but I was just like, I'm not a Ravenclaw. And I did it with them. And I got Ravenclaw like sitting there. And they were like, yeah, Holly, you're definitely a Ravenclaw. Like, you're the smart one out of all of us. And like, also, you know, other things. And I was like, I don't know. But then I went home from that weekend and I was like reading Ravenclaw things online, and it like totally clicked at a point when I was reading, I don't even know, it was probably like some BuzzFeed article or something. But the fact that they also noted like that Ravenclaws are often the ones that are like a little like independent or alone or like kind of like a little offbeat, like Luna Lovegood. And that they're also very like blunt. And I was like, oh, I'm that is me. I am the weird blunt one in addition to being like bookish. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I still think that like, you know, obviously, you know, you can't divide up the entire world into just 4 houses. So it's like, I'm not, you know, there's more nuance to me than that, but those were the qualities I think that most like resonated as like, oh yes, I am a Ravenclaw. That does make sense to me. So now I kind of like proudly identify as Ravenclaw. Although Ravenclaw colors are not my favorite. I think Slytherin has the best colors. But I make it work here. Let me see what the other questions were. What house characteristics do you think are the most true for you? Yeah, I think I kind of already said that, but I do think I am kind of like, I tend to be like the one that a lot of like my real life friends come to for advice. Like I am like, Maria actually always calls me her advisor. Like I do like to like give advice, and I like to think I'm a pretty like I think things through for other people. So I think that like, you know, the idea of being wise does fit. Oh, by the way, speaking of being wise, I have this off to the side. I couldn't figure out a way to fit it in the frame, and I couldn't figure out how to wear it as a bracelet. But I have this adorable necklace from Kiki, and she got these for all the girls as Christmas gifts, and it says wise, and I love it because obviously it's for like Ravenclaw. So yeah, I couldn't get it in the frame, but I just wanted to highlight that. So anyways, I do think of myself as fairly wise. I am definitely, like, I definitely am often like the smart one, and depending on the group of people. And so I guess that is kind of like a characteristic in theory of Ravenclaw. I do really like to read, so I'm kind of like a reader in that, but I do think I definitely like value the pursuit of knowledge generally. I am totally the person that's always like, well, let's actually look it up. Let's find out the right answer. Let's look it up. Like that is definitely me. And I'm trying to think like what other Ravenclaw characteristics. Yeah, I'm also just like the weirdo. Like I am like the blunt weirdo. Kind of like, I'm not like Luna like in real life obviously, but like I do think I have a bit of a reputation among my friends for being very opinionated. And like no one ever has to wonder what I think, and I am kind of like blunt about it. So I think all of those are pretty Ravenclaw characteristics. But like I feel like the best fleshed out Ravenclaw is Luna in the series. Like there's Cho Chang, but she's like, all she does is cry. At least according to Harry's perspective. Oh, the next set of questions is fun. So this is like whether you've ever done any fandom stuff. So I would consider the fandom like going to Harry Potter World, reading fan fiction, podcasts. So I have a few things I want to talk about. First up, I have not been to Harry Potter World yet. I desperately, desperately want to go. Like, it just sucks because Dan's not really a Harry Potter person. And like he said he would go with me, but I just like, you know, you want to go with someone that's going to like really enjoy it. And so I just don't know that that's him. And then some of my other groups, just various reasons, like some people just don't know if they can swing it financially. Other people like aren't as into Harry Potter. So I just don't feel like I have a good group of people to go. In some live stream or something that I did on Instagram, people were like joking like planner girl trip to Harry Potter World. And I was like, yeah, we're joking, but also I actually want to do that because I think it'd be so fun to do it with like other Harry Potter lovers, like the planner girls. So I really want to do that. I really want to do Harry Potter World. I want to do Harry Potter World not as a parent, basically. Like if we have kids, like, I obviously will take them to Disney and Harry Potter World and the whole, like, all the theme parks, whatever they, you know, all of that. But for me, Harry Potter is, like, was so important to my childhood. I want to experience it, like, for me before I have to, like, share it with my kids, which probably sounds selfish, but is how I feel about it. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this and grab some habit trackers and stuff. I'm also gonna use this washi from the kit. I think I'm gonna, like, because it's foiled and I don't want to not use it, I think I'm gonna use it as, like, washi along for the sidebar, so I'll bring that out in a second. So that's one fandom thing that I have not done. However, I definitely have read my fair share of fan fiction. I'm not gonna lie, very cringy, don't judge me. This is so embarrassing. I can't believe I'm gonna say this in a YouTube video. So, my ship of choice. So if you don't know what fan fiction is basically like when people like use the like original inspiration of a source, in this case Harry Potter, to like create new stories around. And some people are like really like, fan fiction can be very cringy, and I have read a fair amount of cringy, started to read and abandoned a fair amount of cringy fan fiction in my time. But there is a lot of like really well done like fan fiction, and if you're into romance, there's a lot of like fan fiction that is more of the romantic variety. So it like lets you play out things that like don't happen in the book. So honestly, I have had such a hard time. Like, I will never ever think of like Harry or Ron as like sexual creatures, because they're just, I mean, obviously they were kids in the book, but then even if like, you know, the fan fiction takes place as when they're like adults, it's just like, they're so like asexual to me that like, I just can't, like, I have no interest in it. But once again, I can't believe I'm admitting this on the internet, but my fan fiction pairing of choice, in like, which is, if you're not familiar with the terminology, often called a ship, my ship of choice is Hermione and Snape, which I know is awful. Like, I know is terrible. And like, obviously I would never want that to happen in real life, because it'd be like a horrible abuse of power on his part. And like, I'm not about that. But I do enjoy a good spot of fan fiction that features, like a post-Hogwarts of age Hermione and Snape. That is my like cringy admission of this video. So yeah, don't judge me too hard, guys. So definitely enjoy a fan fiction occasionally. I haven't as much lately, but you know, I feel like there is some good stuff out there. So that is my ship of choice. And then in terms of podcasts, guys, if you're a Harry Potter fan, you need to listen to the podcast called The Quibbler. It is so well done. I love it so much. So I actually just discovered it like 3 weeks ago, a month ago or so. Another planner girl, Nina, I'm not actually sure how to pronounce her name, Nina. She is like a pretty big planner account, and she mentioned it in her stories, and as she like loves it because it's like Harry Potter from an adult perspective, and I was like, oh my god, yes, I need that. So I listened to the first episode. Guys, I was so hooked so fast. I have been binging them like crazy, honestly, like foregoing some of my typical weekly podcasts to be able to listen to more of these because I love them that much. It's been so well done. And I think I'm gonna cut off one of these to do so that everything fits well. And guys, it's just so good. It's so good. It's like really fun because it's like they take on a lot of the like stuff from the perspective of like, you know, they're still very like, it's not like they're just picking apart the series. Like, it's still very much like celebrates what the series does well, and like what Rowling really like is like what she's like writes really well, all of that. But there's also a lot of like, maybe Hogwarts should have had a guidance counselor. Like, that might have been a good idea because these kids are going like through some traumatic shit like every single year. Like just stuff like that that's like so funny to me. Or like, what's another one? Like, everybody's dated a Ron. You know what I mean? Like Ron, like it's so funny. It's like, it's really, really well done. So I would really, really recommend that. The Quibbler podcast, it's called. I love it. So definitely check that out if you're a podcast fan. And I think those are like my main, like, that and fan fiction, I think are like my main forays into like the external. I don't really know what else there is. I mean, I don't know, maybe people do like fan art or something. But yeah, that's it. I haven't found any other Harry Potter podcasts that I like as much. My friend has one that she does it, and it's like, Harry Potter kind of more as like a religious allegory, but I haven't listened to that one. I forget what it's called. I think I'm gonna call this thing, I want one, do we have like a dinners? I thought we would have, we have a this week. And maybe I'll do this week and little things. So we have two blue headers. So yeah, those are my fandom activities of choice. Let me see our next set of questions. Okay, so next question is favorite character. Guys, oh boy, how much time do we have? So I think Hermione is just my all-out favorite badass of the main characters. She just is like, you know, she's, I think, especially in the later books, like, Rowling does like a nice job making her somewhat complicated. In the early books, I feel like there's like a little bit of like, like tropism. Like I just am not as into it, but I do think in the later books, especially, like she fleshes out Hermione really well, and I find Hermione extremely relatable. That being said, of course, like Snape is like, I think the best, the most interesting character in the series. He is certainly, I'm gonna start planning my week. It's gonna be hard to do this and talk. But Snape is definitely, in my mind, not a perfect character, and definitely I have a lot of problems with Snape, basically. So I really love Snape, and I think, especially because he was Alan Rickman in the movies, like of course everybody loves him. That being said, how fucked up is it to basically have pined for, I'm sorry if this is spoilers. I said I was going to try to not do spoilers, but you have to talk about him in the context of Lily. How fucked up is it to pine in like after, it's not, his whole thing for Lily basically is not romantic, is what I'm trying to say. It's kind of creepy. It's like, it almost makes it feel like he thinks he like deserves her because he is like, has waited for longer, and like, because, I don't know, he's put in like time, and like, so, but then James doesn't deserve her. Like, I find that whole thing extremely problematic, and I am not very like impressed by that, basically. I think I'm gonna use like these for my videos this week instead of little things, because these are just kind of, these are pretty thin anyway as well. And for my videos, I think I'm gonna use this. This is Silver Foil Classic Hearts in Lily from Clever Gal Crafts. I think I'll use maybe this light gray one. So, number one, I find the whole Lily thing not at all, like I don't find it like cute or like romantic in the way that I think a lot of readers do. I find it extremely problematic and like sends like a very weird message. Number one. Number two, even if you get past, like, even if you accept him as like this very tortured soul, and like he is, you know, he's suffered, and he's like a, you know, he's a double agent, and like he's put in so much time just for like to protect Harry, and he's just like a pawn in Dumbledore's master plan, blah, blah, blah. Even though all of that, and even though he's had like a very problematic, like he's had a hard life, that still does not excuse how awful he behaves to what are literally children. Like, it does not excuse how he treats Neville, or the fact that he punishes Harry for being like a father, like his father who Harry didn't even know. And it's just like so fucked up. Like, I just find the way he treats, especially like rereading some of the early books, like the way he treats a lot of the Gryffindors, but especially like Neville and Harry, is awful and unforgivable. And also to like basically shit on like a smart woman like Hermione because like she's too try-hardy. Like, I don't know, like be happy that she pays attention. And like, so anyway, I am clearly very torn about Snape because I do find him extremely interesting. I think the way, basically how he influences the plot is awesome and amazing and like really, really well done on the part of Rowling. And I did always expect that he was going to be good, but I think she did it in a really artful way that like I didn't quite see coming. All of that. So he's not my favorite character. I do think he's the most interesting to talk about, which is why I just ranted about him for like 5 minutes. So definitely interested in what you guys think of that, if I'm like the only one with that. I also then, so I'm really excited for once in my podcast, once I get to the later books. So I'm still in like only in book 3 in the podcast. I am like very excited to hear what their take on Dumbledore is, because I think trying to understand what Dumbledore's master plan was and like how maniacal and like, you know, machinating he was, I think is one of the things I still kind of have left to tackle as a reader, if that makes sense. So I'm really excited to get there in the podcast to hear what their opinions are, because I don't know that I have a fully formed opinion. So yeah, that will be very fun. I'm going to take a little, this is a, no, I have this. I have this sheet from Simply Watercolor Co. It is Shattered Foil Sampler. I have a little house icon because I am working from home on Monday, so I'm just gonna mark that down on a flag. Maybe I'll use a different flag since I have blue right there. Oh, we also have all these foiled icons. I forgot about that. Okay, we have these. I'll just grab this. So yeah, so I am definitely like excited to think more critically about Dumbledore. Obviously, I've already spent a lot of time thinking about Snape. So then the next question I think was, hold on, oops, I dropped my phone. Oh, it was like, we also had favorite main character and favorite secondary character. Favorite secondary character definitely, I think, is either the Weasley twins or Arthur Weasley. Arthur Weasley I find hilarious, like in a laugh at way. The Weasley twins I find hilarious in a laugh with way. I especially like love how much shit they give like Percy during the series, how they end up being successful. Like I just love the Weasley twins. I think they're so well written, and like now when I read their comments as an adult, like they still hold up. They're still really funny, which I really like. And so definitely Weasley. I mean, then Arthur Weasley is just so, like, I just love the perspective he brings on Muggle culture. Like, I just think it's so funny, and I think she writes that humorously. Like, she does a really nice job writing that humorously. So, definitely shout out to the Weasleys on my faves, for sure. So next I want to mark down on Monday, since I am working from home, I do want to mark down that I need to go to, oh, we have a blue pet. I'm going to save this one from this sheet from Simply Watercolor Co. and use this one here. I need to take Sarita to the vet, just for like basic stuff like her, I don't like that upside down. She needs to have her nails clipped and her butt done. She needs to be weighed, and we need to pick up her prescriptions, all the fun stuff. So I'm gonna take her to the vet on Monday. And then I also wanna work out that day. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for the workout yet. I think I'll put the workout here in a half box, since I'll probably do it after work anyway. So I'm gonna grab a half box here. I'll come back to that in a moment. And then I do want to mark down that the collab, oh, I have the collab video here. Oh, I should have made that bigger. Maybe it needs like an extra bow or something. We can give that one like a little bow. This is also from Clever Gal Crafts, of course. Maybe I'll just add it like there. Is that cute to have it kind of like layered like that? Because I just want to mark down that that's like a special upload, not just a normal upload. So I think that's actually really it. So I think I can move this up here a bit. Oh, I wanted those separated. Okay, maybe I'll move the half box up here. For the workout, and then I can put this here, and then whatever I do that night, I think it's going to be edit, or maybe my nails, but I'll put that down here, so I'll leave that blank for now. So let me grab a workout sticker. So yeah, so those are my favorite secondary characters. Next question is, do I own a wand? I do not own a wand. I would love to. I would love to like do the whole experience of going to the, what's it called, Ollivanders in Diagon Alley at Harry Potter World, but I have not lived through that yet, but hopefully sometime in my life I will do that and get a wand. Workout, I think I'm just gonna leave that blank, and maybe I'll add another icon once I know what I'm doing. This is a special sheet that Jennifer from Simply Watercolor Co. made me of our collab, because it is a hollow foil. I don't think that's available, but I love it, so I wanted to use it. Okay, we only have one more question, and that is fave magical creature. This is hard. I think I'm leaning towards I think I'm gonna go hippogriff. I like the centaurs and I like the like commentary on not getting involved in like the, you know, the basic like, or like the, what does he say? Like when he's like, centaurs do not involve themselves with the something of wizards. Guys, I just discovered that I was talking to nobody, and I was saying I'm gonna mark down the first day of spring on Tuesday with a little, I think I'm gonna use this little like bow sticker from the Rose Color Days and Nikki Plans collab. I just think those are so cute, and these are shattered foil as well. The last question I was answering, I don't know if you guys heard it, was what's my favorite quote? And I was saying I'm not like a super quote person. I think always, like, you know, the Snape always quote was like the most powerful one when I read it. And if I was ever gonna get like a Harry Potter tattoo, for example, I would do always, even though I find it extremely problematic as previously mentioned, so I don't know. Then I do like a lot of the Dumbledore quotes, like the pity those who live without love, that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm not much of a quote person. None of the other ones really stand out to me in the same way that I think other things do. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there are any other things I wanted to say about the books themselves. I appreciate you guys letting me do the rant about Snape because that's obviously been pent up, and I'm really curious to hear what other people think. And I don't like doing these like two half boxes together. I think I'm gonna put this one down here, and I'll just figure out something else to put up there. This is for my Elevate workout, so for that I'm gonna take another one of these. I think I'll take the gym day one from this sheet, and I do want to grab my Fox and Pip girls because they're so cute and they match. And then that night I want to remember to pack up some Happy Mail, so for that I might take this flag down here. And I'm gonna grab off of this sheet, I think she had like an envelope. Pretty, oh yeah, no, that's like a bill envelope. Oh yeah, here we go, cute little. Well, that's like blue on blue. Maybe I won't use this flag. Come back flag. And what could I use instead? I'm gonna see if I can fit in one of these from Clever Gal Crafts. Oh yeah, I can. These are her foiled flags, and I'll put the little envelope on top. Maybe I'll move this up just a little so it's not so squished. But yeah, I think those are all my thoughts on Harry Potter. I love it. It's like my favorite series of all time. I don't know if they're like my absolute favorite books of all time, but they have, in terms of series and like sheer rereads, they're by far my favorite of all time. Like it's so well done. She's an amazing writer. It is Rowling. In case you think I'm mispronouncing that, it actually is Rowling, not Rowling, which I think is how a lot of Americans pronounce it, but apparently she said it is rolling, like bowling. I learned that from my podcast. So yeah, it was really important to me, like, especially in high school and college. Like, I reread them so many times, and I'm not even ashamed of that. Like, I just love them. I think they just really take me to like a totally magical, different place that, yeah, it was just really, I just really loved. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and like talk about my plans now. So, I am on Wednesday night where I'm like going to work backwards because I have a lot of things to fit in. So first up, I am putting a movie marquee from the Rose Colored Day foiled sampler, and that is because we're going to go see Black Panther, which I am so excited about because I haven't seen it yet. I have my video in already. And then the other things I want to mark down, so on Wednesday we do have a cleaning appointment at the house, so for that we have plenty of things I could choose from. Maybe this little guy. And I'm just going to put that one on a little strip here because I don't really like need to do much, but it is happening earlier than usual, so I just want to put it like right at the top of the day. And then that day I have an appointment at Dry Bar, which I'm really excited about. I actually had a terrible experience the last time I went, but they are doing a promo right now where they are doing a like, it was basically like, come and watch this new Netflix show and you get your blowout for free. And like, you just had to like basically rush to try to sign up. I was lucky and got in. I wanted to do it Thursday or Friday so that my hair would look nice for the weekend. I didn't get in that early, but I was just really excited to get in at all. So I am going to get a free blowout, which is really exciting, on Wednesday at lunch. And like it's like half a block from my office. So I'm really excited about that. I'm just debating what I want to use. I'll use this clock because it's an appointment, and this is from the Simply Watercolor Co. Icons sheet. And then I am doing this at night. And then the only other thing I wanted to mark down is that it is YouTube payday. So for that, I think I will take maybe this little like bow flag from the Simply Watercolor Co. sheet. Is that cute? Maybe that's too many flags. I do want to use that though, so I'm going to put it here. And instead I'll do, I think I'll grab one of these. These are from My Newest Addiction. Just a little like icon, and then I can squeeze in something else if I want to, but I think that's good. I think that's enough cramming in. I kind of want to note that we're going to go to happy hour before the Black Panther, but I think it's fine. So that is Wednesday. Thursday morning, I want to run some errands, and for that, I think I will take another foiled flag. I need to go to the dry cleaner and to USPS, so I'm going to take that, and I'm just gonna try and do that before work. And then at work I do want to lift, so I'm gonna take a half box for that. Yeah, this is good. And for this one, I'm gonna use, where did it go? Pulled these out. The little weights from Rose Colored Days. That looks cute. And then that's really all I have planned right now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do that night yet. Oh, I did want to mark down that it's trash day. So trash day, we have a cute trash icon in this little icon sheet. So I'll grab that. Perfect. So I'll just put that down at the bottom of the day, and then whatever I do that night, I can fill in there. Then on to Friday. Friday morning, I want to work out in some capacity, whether it's at the gym at work or on my own. So for that, I think I'll take workout Friday morning. So I'll put it at the top of the day. I might go to spin. I'm not sure. I haven't been to spin in a long time, but I had a girls' weekend this past weekend. I'm actually filming this on Sunday night, and it was a wonderful weekend. We were in Philly. I had the best time. And they were all talking about like their spin classes recently, and I was like, oh, I miss spin. I want to get back. So I might go to a little spin class. Since I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just going to put a generic little workout icon or a script at the top from Simply Watercolor Co. and I'll fill that in later. And then I need to mark down that Dan is going to be coming to my office that day he has like a lunch, and then after lunch after work we have a date night scheduled in the city. So I want to, so he, instead of like going back all the way, live in the suburbs. So instead of like going back to the suburbs, he is going to just stay at my office because there's like a place he can stay without like seeing my coworkers or anything. So he's just going to hang out there and get some work done because he works from home typically, but he'll just get a couple hours of work done and then we'll go out together after work. But I just do want to remember that that'll kind of like disrupt my afternoon. And then that night, like I said, we have a date night. So we are doing Trunk Club. I've talked about it before. I'll try to remember to leave my referral link below. I'd appreciate it if you try it, if you use that, but no worries if not. Trunk Club is awesome. It's basically like Stitch Fix, but it's run by Nordstrom. But then, number one, it's great because if you have a Nordstrom card, there's no cost to get a box shipped to you, and it's like way more items. They end up doing like my last box had I think like 10 or 11 items. And then they also have, in major cities, they have like storefronts and you can go. And so Dan and I typically go like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a year. It's been really, really helpful for him, who is not exactly Mr. Fashionista, and I think he would agree with me on that. I don't think he would think that's a dig. He's done a lot to like improve, but he definitely is not like inherently fashionable, so it's like so helpful for him to like work with a person that like teaches him about style and like takes the time to pick things out for him, because he's just not someone that's gonna like order it online for himself. I'm there mostly for fun. Like I don't really need it, but I just like it. Since I have this out, I'm gonna grab one of these little hearts from the Nikki Plans sheet because they're so cute. Really, really cute. And we're gonna do dinner after. So I think for dinner, I might grab like this little fork and knife and just write in down here where we go. And I'll just put that underneath and I'll just write Trunk Club in the half box. So yeah, so that's Friday night. That's gonna be really fun. Love Trunk Club. We always have a good time when we go. Oh, I also wanted to mark down that it's payday. Is there like a payday in this kit? There is, but it's ugly and I don't want to use it. So instead, I think I will take, I feel like there were something. Maybe I made that up. But I do have I have a payday script there. I also have a smaller one here. I think I'll just take this small one on the Simply Watercolor Co. sheet. So I'll just put that down here. Just as a little note to myself that it's payday. So that's it for Friday. On to Saturday. Saturday morning we want to go to Elevate. Our favorite instructor is teaching on the weekends for once. So we're definitely going to take advantage of that. And I'm going to grab, I think I'll grab a little Gym Day hollow one. I don't know that like that beige color matches perfectly, but it's totally fine. And another little Fox and Pip girl. Oh wow, that box is insanely crooked. I don't like having those two half boxes next to each other, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna get over it. And then we want to, I want to plan and film that day. So we do have a little planner here. Do we have anything that's I like better is the question. Ooh, instead of this icon here, I'm gonna lift this up. I want to use one of these because I almost never get to use them because the colors typically don't go, but I have blue in this spread. So I think I'm going to grab this little Fox and Pip. These are just cute. Cute. I'm going to grab that. So what I was trying to find a planner. Let me see what I have. I know what I can use. Look, my Ravenclaw planner. Yay! Okay, yay. Oh, I'm so glad I found that. Yay. Okay, so that's to mark down planning and filming. Oh my God, I forgot I owned that and that just made me so happy. So my little Ravenclaw planner, and then we're gonna go get groceries. I think I'll just take this since it's been sitting on my hand forever to mark down getting groceries that day. And then that night, I totally wanna have a lazy night in. I am gonna do laundry. So I'm gonna put in a little laundry reminder. Do we have this cute little icon. Do we have anything else that's from the kit? Oh, I think this is meant to be laundry. So I think I'll use this to mark down laundry, and maybe I'll do it with like a flag. It's blue on blue, not ideal, but oh well. And then the final thing I do want to mark down is I totally want to have like a lazy night in, since this week is pretty busy. This past weekend was crazy busy. So I'm going to have a super lazy couch time kind of night. So I'm going to grab this little comfy and cozy sheet from Fox and Pip. I am dying for her to re-release those because I'm like panicked that I don't have many left. So that's it for Saturday. And then on Sunday I have Journal Club. So for Journal Club, I am going to take a half box if I can figure out where they went. I'm gonna put something else in that morning because I don't want 3 half boxes in a row. So I'm gonna take Journal Club here, put that down here. And I'm gonna grab a book. These are cute. I'll put that just in the middle. That's really cute, from the Simply Watercolor Co. sheet. And then the other real thing I wanna mark down doing that day is meal prep. I think for that I will use the icon that has been sitting on my hand, and maybe I'll just layer it over a strip of washi just for some visual interest here. Oh, those are the same color. I'll put it on blue instead. And I'm not quite sure what else I'm gonna do that day. I'll probably need to edit and something else, but I'll just leave the rest of that day blank. So I think that is it in terms of my actual plans. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. I'm gonna add some deco. So I do have this little sampling of deco here. I think I'm gonna take the sorting hat over in this corner. Cute. Oh, my nail polish. God damn it, Holly. Okay, I'm gonna fix that after this video. I'm gonna switch it out for the other. Don't you hate that with dark nail polish when it like, yeah, leaves marks? So I'll switch that out with the other one probably. And then maybe I'll take the snitch like somewhere. I kind of want to fit the snitch in because it's really cool. Well, I can add that in as the week goes on wherever I have blank space because that's like a good small one. I feel like there needs to be something on this guy though, because he's so empty. I ripped it. Guys, I'm just destroying this sidebar. Oh my God. Okay, so I think that's it. Let me show you what I have left. This is my first time, I think, in a while using a Station Stickers kit in a weekly spread. I did use one in a monthly spread recently. So I have a ton of foiled icons left, which is really cool. Glitter headers, I didn't use all those. Obviously, I didn't use Ombre Heart Checklist. I didn't really use little things this week. I just wasn't feeling them. Used up all the full boxes, have one strip of that washi left, have the headers left, and then have a lot of washi left. So definitely made good use of this kit, but have a lot of left over. That is it for this Harry Potter collab. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do the tag, please let me know down below, and so I can watch your videos. If you are Team Ravenclaw, definitely let me know down below too, and let me know how you thought I described the house. And also just let me know your Snape opinions down below because I would clearly am interested in hearing them. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to check out all my friends' videos. I think it's gonna be so interesting to hear like the different house perspectives. So definitely make sure you watch all 4. And yeah, that is it. If you are new here, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can watch my videos in the future. And that's it. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.